If love is true, so do its struggles. Today we're going to recap a fantasy romantic movie named Fallen. So grab some snacks and get ready for the most enjoyable minutes of your life. In the heavens, angels and God were living peacefully until one day Lucifer, the favorite angel of God, rebelled against God. In that war, everyone was left to choose a side. However, some didn't choose a side, and one angel chose love over anything. So, they were all cast out of hell and named Fallens. In the present day, Lucinda, a young girl, is on her way to Swords and Cross Academy. This institution is a haven for students who are either grappling with mental disturbances or struggling to fit into society. For Lucinda, life has taken a dark turn. Recently, she experienced a harrowing accident that left her haunted by the belief that she had taken the life of the only person who made her feel truly normal, because her life is plagued by haunting hallucinations, leading others to label her as crazy. Left with no other choice, she herself made the decision to study here. Upon arrival, Lucinda finds herself in the presence of the student registrar, a stern figure who, in accordance with the Academy's customs, confiscates her mobile device. There arrived a handcuffed young man named Cam, brought to the Academy by the police. With the registrar's duties fulfilled, Lucinda is entrusted to Ariane's watchful eye. Ariane, playing the role of a dutiful guide, introduces Lucinda to the nooks and crannies of the Academy. However, when it comes time for Lucinda to settle into her room, Ariane takes her leave. Alone in her new surroundings, Lucinda's unease intensifies. The following day, she is scheduled to meet with her psychiatrist, who wants to know the mysteries behind her haunting hallucinations, which she refers to as shadows. The doctor presents her with a pill, hoping to bring her relief, but Lucinda rejects the dose because she wants to stay here. In the quietness of the library, Lucinda encounters Miss Sophia, who seemed a kind lady and gives her course books. Yet, there is one book missing from the collection, so she looked for it in the racks. There her eyes are drawn to a sight that stirs her curiosity. She finds Daniel, deep in slumber, clutching a sketchbook with strange drawings that seem to hold a piece of his soul. As Lucinda approaches, Daniel awakens. He stares at her as if he's trying to run away from her. Thus, he left without even responding to what she was saying. Haunted by the glimpse of her memory of the fiery accident, Lucinda roams the Academy's corridors. It is when she encounters Molly, a fellow student who initially pulls her for a fight without any reason, but before she could do anything, the registrar showed up and punished Lucinda for fighting on her very first day at the Academy. He told her to clean the entire yard. She went to the bathroom, where she found Pen, her roommate, who kept making the conversation awkward. But of course, she was kidding. She told her she has done a lot of research on her, and in this school, everyone knows everyone. She offers Lucinda her help to take her to the classroom, which she accepts. As they enter the room, she finds Daniel and other students too. He tries not to notice her, and her eyes are fixated on him and his drawings. Miss Sophia tells them about the ancient war between God and Lucifer and reveals the existence of the fallen, angelic beings who chose neither side and became forever trapped on Earth. The discussion takes an unexpected turn as Miss Sophia asks Lucinda about her opinions. She told her she didn't study religion much as she never went to the church because her parents are not so religious and she is still unbaptized. This caught everyone's attention, even Daniel's. In the Academy's yard, Lucinda engaged herself in the monotonous task of cleaning. It is when Daniel passes by her side. In a heart-stopping instant, the school's towering statue began to crack and fell over Lucinda. Just then, Daniel approached her and saved her, and just as swiftly as he appeared, he disappears, leaving Lucinda alone with a whirlwind of emotions. Lucinda talks to her parents about everything, but the time ends fast and the rest are waiting in line. At night, Lucinda and Pen share their heart about how they ended up here, and their bond grows more strongly. School authorities cleared the broken statue. Can watches everything from the window when Molly comes and asks if he is in love after finding him lost in his thoughts. Lucinda tries to thank Daniel, but he keeps ignoring her. Instead, Cam was waiting for her on the stairs, joined her, and asked her to bunk with him. They develop a close fondness. He tried to attract her, and when the moment was about to slip through her hands, her class bell rings. She leaves for her sparring class. Lucinda is asked to spar with Molly, who beats her badly, and then their instructor partners her with Daniel, and they fight like they always have done this. Out of nowhere, Lucinda began to show such moves which caught everyone's attention. Along with the fight, she kept on fighting with her memories too, which were not clear, but they were the same as her recent moves. The battle ended when Daniel unexpectedly hurt her. Lucinda leaves with Penn to change. Despite Daniel's all efforts to hurt her, she seemed obsessed with him as he stood shirtless near the girls' locker room. There, Penn tells her that she helps Randy, their registrar, who is all done with computers, so she has full access to everyone's files. But she has nothing found about Daniel, Cam, Ariane, Roland, Molly, and Gabby. They seem to be connected but never sat together. Moreover, Miss Sophia used to give favors to them. Roland told Ariane that Lucinda is not baptized, so she will be dead forever, and nobody will be able to stop it. Later that night, they get ready to join the party they were invited to by Cam. Cam spends his night with Lucinda while Daniel watches them. Todd approached Penn, with whom she makes acquaintance over their favorite series and music. Molly tries to scare her again and tells her how it's her fault that Trevor is dead, but Cam saves her and forces Molly to leave the party instantly. Lucinda left too, but Molly waited outside for her. Cam tries to find her, and Daniel tries to stop him, but Roland eases the tension between them. As Lucinda passed through the woods, those shadows approached her again and started showing her the night of Trevor's death. She had a glimpse of a woman approaching her and asking for Trevor, but she kept on crying as if it was all her fault. The next day, it was officially a week in this academy, so her psychiatrist asks for any report of hallucinations, and she answers in negative. Luce goes to the pool to take a bath, where she finds Daniel there as well, and communicates with him regarding her feelings that she feels like she knows him. He tries to push her away by saying that she has a girlfriend and then leaves. Lucinda is angry at Penn for sharing her things, Trevor's death with Molly, but Penn doesn't know about it. While talking to Penn, she shares the night of Trevor's death, how the fire started when those shadows showed up, and she didn't know how she came out, and Trevor couldn't make it. She thinks it's her fault. They have their class with Miss Sophia, where she asks Ariane for Latin translation, but Ariane isn't in the mood to hear more of her lectures, so she leaves the class. Instead, Lucinda did it, and very accurately. But she told her that she never studied Latin, so it was all a guess. When the class is dismissed, everyone leaves, but suddenly, Luce remembers she left the sweater in the class and runs to get it when she hears Sophia talking to Daniel that the statue that fell over her wasn't an incident, and that as she is unbaptized, she is not protected. She got caught, so made an excuse. As she leaves, Daniel follows her to the park, where he asks her to talk. Communicating with Daniel, he tells her a story of two souls that have been in love for centuries. He says they meet every 17 years, and once they fall in love again and kiss, the girl dies. But the boy has to wait for another reincarnation, and the cycle goes on. It was a curse. Lucinda asks him about the drawings, and he says he uses her face as a model. There, Lucinda began to remember her life with Daniel in Paris, but it wasn't a clear memory, and she said she never left the country. As soon as he remembered everything, he chose to stay away so she could live this time. Cam wishes Luce her birthday and leaves a gift box for her along with a little box, which was given by her mother, but the registrar had submitted it. He asked her to get ready and meet her for a party. After getting ready, she meets him in the garage, who has a bike ready for them. Luce drives the bike and goes to a party at a club. They were both having the best time of their lives and were about to kiss when Daniel came and started to fight with Cam about why he was making pace with Luce when he was told not to. Lucinda, who isn't sure what's happening, leaves after forcing both to stop fighting. She wakes Penn up and tells her the whole story about reincarnation, and she thinks that she is the same girl Daniel was talking about, as she has some memories too. Penn takes her to Todd, and they go to the library to find out about Daniel and his past lives. Todd puts Daniel's image in his algorithm and starts the search. It was taking some time when Luce noticed something in the library where she found a fly missing from the collection. During that search, result came up with the Daniel's image and hers from 1854, and Luce remembers that night. Penn goes to get the print, and then suddenly, Luce's shadows start to appear again. The library is caught in fire, and everything burns. Todd goes into the fire to save Penn. Penn was saved, but Todd died. Luce thinks that she has killed him too and loses consciousness, but Daniel comes to save her and takes her to the school's clinic. Flying over the library, Luce notices it in her mild consciousness. Luce is half awake and listens to the police and her father talking, and then Ariane and Gabby were discussing about warning her about everything happening. The next day, the academy mourns Todd's death, and Daniel argues with Cam that he is doing all this. Luce gains her senses completely by the end of the day, and Penn rushes to her to lighten the burden of Todd's death. She is sorry that she killed Todd, but Penn asks her not to blame herself. At night, she finds Daniel sitting by the balcony, so removes her drip and joins him there. She confronts him there to tell her the truth, but he still refuses, so she tells him that she has remembered everything and showed him the print. She insists on telling her the complete truth. When he refuses again, she jumps from the balcony and forces him to save her, and Daniel does exactly what she wants. He was revealed as he was one of the fallen angels who chose love over the side. Penn wakes up and hears Sophia about killing Lucinda, thus she rushes to save her. Suddenly, shadows appeared again, and she got scared. Daniel shows her what they mean and how she can use them to see their past lives. She was actually the reincarnation of Daniel's love, and they were both in love with each other for the past 1,000 years. Cam joins them on the balcony when she is about to kiss Daniel, stops her, and asks her to choose him because he can keep her safe. Otherwise, she will be dead. Both told her that it was a curse on Daniel as he rebelled. Whenever he kisses her love, she dies again. Cam insisted that he can give her full life with everything, but Daniel insisted to kiss him because he can change this time. It's different about this reincarnation. Luce has a difficult decision to make, and thus, she chooses her love of life and kisses Daniel. When Cam is to take her away, Daniel takes her and leaves her with Sophia. Fighting with Daniel, Cam tells Daniel that he is not trying to kill her, but Sophia is, and as soon as Penn approaches to tell her that Sophia wants to kill her, Sophia cuts her throat and kills her. Luce runs to protect herself, and Daniel comes to save her. Sophia wants her gone so Daniel can return to heaven, and she leaves with the shadows. Daniel takes Lucinda to a safer place where he has friends and leaves Penn in the care of Ariane and others. He said he has to return to heaven.